Good? Okay. So today humans are responsible for dumping more than 30 billion tons of CO2 into the atmosphere every year. That is the energy equivalent to 400,000 Hiroshima bombs per day. And the population is supposed to go to 9 billion, which means that there's only going to result in more every year. Some causes of climate change are deforestation and transportation. Deforestation accounts for 1.5 billion tons of CO2 produced every year into the atmosphere. And just 1 gallon of gas burned is equal to 20 pounds of CO2. This results in record heat. 14 of the 15 hottest years on record have occurred in the last 15 years. If you look at the graph, since 1980, it's only gotten progressively worse, or progressively hotter. And studies show that by 2100, the temperature will increase by 1 to 3.5 degrees Celsius, which is equivalent to 30 degrees Fahrenheit. So where all this heat going? 93% of this heat is trapped in the ocean, which results in ice melting and less ice for habitat, everything else. And with the ice melting results in more water and results in coastal flooding.
Flooding emergency along coastal cities today in South Florida as rising tides are leading to flooded streets.
Another night of tidal flooding on Miami.
Florida reportedly has the most number of big cities at risk from rising sea level.
Scientific models predict most of Miami Beach could be underwater by the end of the century.
I think that in every generation, there's going to be a big cause. There's going to be a challenge or a war. I think today we have sea level rise and climate change.
So that's significant because warmer temperatures also means more things like tropical diseases are going to get worse. Warmer temperatures for mosquitoes. Shoot. Wow. Mosquitoes thrive in warmer temperatures. The diseases can spread faster. Oh wow. So how can we stop this? David Ballo proposes a couple of solutions through geoengineering. The first one being plankton. You could fertilize the ocean with plankton. Wow, I'm really messing up. We could fertilize the ocean with plankton, and plankton can absorb more carbon. And another one is releasing sulfate particles into the atmosphere to mimic volcanic eruptions and mimic the cooling effects of the Earth that volcanic eruptions have.
"200 years ago, power. For the climate, the key gas is sulfur dioxide. Once it gets into the stratosphere, sulfur dioxide from a volcano mingles with water, forming tiny sulfate particles. These particles reflect some sunlight back into space, and the surface below cools. They also absorb some sunlight, warming up the stratosphere. These temperature changes have big knock-on effects. A cooler surface means less evaporation, and thus less rainfall. A warmer stratosphere means stronger jet streams. In the year after...
So, the only real solution, those two solutions have open-ended results, and the only real one is just to be a smarter person. Electricity is the leading cause of climate change. So unplug your electronics, purchase battery-efficient chargers, obviously fuel, drive smart, drive safe, and think future. The world's population is expected to increase by over 36%, and with sustaining just one human life becoming more demanding, we should take action now, be smarter, be more efficient. So I like that picture because it just shows think future. That's it. It's terrible.